right where we left off. We're no longer tipsy. It's day 2 of good old AI. I know there's a lot of people making sure they don't see spoilers in this game, but I am gonna archive it for those who do want to come back to this playthrough and see how I did. So it'll be on YouTube. And I have auto on, so everything will automatically progress texturally and dialogue wise. Am I in the way of the dialogue? I need to double check this, because I have it on Dying Light mode. We're actually kind of good. Yeah, I don't think we're in the way of any of the dialogue. Okay, that's the same.
Hey, Iris, I don't know what you're trying to accomplish here, but you're wasting your time.
What do you mean?
The cops already scoured the place. They didn't find any leads, not a single clue. If they had, they would have notified Iba.
Iba?
My partner.
Your partner? I don't see anybody.
She's right in front of your eyes.
Huh?
Have you been here before?
When I was younger, but not since it closed. Kawasaki is restricted, right? No one's supposed to be here.
This amusement park, Bloom Park, is located at the heart of the Kawasaki district. It was closed 8 years ago. The closure was due to an accident at a nearby chemical plant.
Oh.
An explosion caused massive amounts of chemical pollutants to contaminate the area. The government quickly issued evacuation orders. Eventually, the entire district was deemed unsafe for habitation and restricted. Therefore, Bloom Park was permanently closed.
But a restricted area doesn't mean much if there aren't enough officers to patrol it. There's still plenty of ways in. You can even get in by boat. Hell, some people ignore the evac order and are still living here.
Are they okay?
I don't know. But if anything happened to them, it'd be their own fault.
Are we safe?
We are, yeah. Decontamination for this area is basically done. The chemical concentration around here isn't high enough to hurt you. You could run a marathon here and be okay.
But it's still off limits, right?
Yes, legally. That keeps the media out, at least. I'm glad. It's quieter than it usually is.
What are you doing?
He's trying to find some clues.
She's a natural detective, huh?
Mr. Date, was the body on top of this horse here?
Yeah, that's the one.
Seems like some kind of ritual murder to me. Maybe a religious cult sacrificing her to the devil or something. They conducted their ritual here. Like shadowy, hooded figures going around and around, stabbing her one by one.
That's quite an imagination. But, do you have any proof?
I do.
Well, let's hear it.
The horses. Horse? Sounds kind of like Horus, right?
What are you talking about?
You don't know Horus?
As in
Horus
the
is
Egyptian?
god of the sky and sun. The right eye is the eye of Ra, and that's the sun. The left eye is the eye of Wajet, and that one is the moon. It's the same idea behind the eye of Providence.
The Eye of Providence?
The all-seeing eye.
Oh, I see. Just like what's on the back of a $1 bill.
Yeah, exactly. The Eye of Providence is supposed to be the symbol of Freemasonry and the Illuminati. Starting to see the picture?
Not really.
Illuminati.
I remember Ota describing the scene. He said there was an ice pick stabbed into the corpse's left eye socket. Horus? Providence? Left eye? There has to be some kind of meaning to this.
Wait, what did you just say?
What?
The ice pick was inside the victim's left eye socket?
Yeah?
Ota told you that? He's sure that's what he saw.
Yeah. Why?
When we arrived,
It wasn't there.
the ice pick was not in the victim's eye socket.
If Ota's telling the truth,
He would have no reason to lie about such a detail.
So that means she might have pulled it out. Let's check out the horse. Yeah, when they said Horus, immediately what came to mind was Horus Heresy from Warhammer. It was like she's gonna whip out the Warhammer lore.
last night, Shoko's corpse was on top of the horse.
It has been removed. The body has been transported to headquarters for autopsy and review.
Wait a second.
Can you show me the earliest recorded images of the scene of the crime?
What is your intention?
Shoko's cause of death was blood loss from multiple stab wounds with the ice pick. Naturally, there should be plenty of blood,
Agreed.
but there isn't a single drop on the horse. And it was like this when we found it.
Correct. There are no signs of blood being wiped or washed off either.
That must mean
The murder happened somewhere else. Anything else with the horse? Looks like I have nothing else to look at. Excuse me. Alright, looks like the horse has been exhausted. A local cop. And that's it. Skewered horse.
Mr. Date, that horse.
that was stored in the warehouse nearby. Some kids must have broken in and put it up as a joke.
Or is it? I can look at the barrier. It's like a digital caution tape. Something about the pole. The pole is such a small target. A metal pole.
I know what you're thinking, Mr. Date. You wanted to see me dance on that pole, huh?
What the hell are you talking about?
And that's it for that. What about the control room?
Is that a phone booth?
No, it's the control room. This is where the staff would run the merry-go-round.
I was joking. But hey, if you sense any trouble, you can hop in there and change.
How old are you, making that reference?
I suspect that she did not give you her real age, knowing what a phone booth is.
As I say, she knows what a phone booth is. She knows about a little bit about her recent history. She is much older than she appears. Okay, all that's been... Hey, a panda ride.
A black black and white bear? I'm not gonna be punished, am I?
What are you talking about?
Nothing. Just thinking about a game I like.
What game is she referencing? I'm kind of wondering. Oh, is she talking about what I think she's talking about? I don't remember the name of the game, but it's a very popular
Burn all those damn benches if I could.
crime-solving mystery
Where
game.
is this anger coming from?
A bench for couples. He must have been dumped really hard. It's a Ferris wheel. The sky. So we're in autumn. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting I can move the cam. Parasol. There's another skewered horse. Nothing there. What about the policeman? Let's look at him. Local police cop. Police cop.
It's not looking too great. We searched all over here. We didn't find nothing.
What about this dude? Alright. Something. Cityscape. Kawasaki. And dun, dun. Okay, so that's all of that. It's more to do with Iris.
Oh, come on! Just a little longer.
No. I'm already in enough trouble bringing a civilian in here.
Okay, I guess.
Hey, you alright? Are you okay?
Morning sickness.
She pregnant?
I'm kidding. It's not like I would know.
Get on. I'll give you a ride home.
Yeah, score.
Piggyback.
Just wondering, but how much do you weigh?
Don't you know it's rude to ask a lady that?
105 pounds.
I see. 105, huh?
You can tell just by lifting me?
Yeah.
Your back is so warm, Mr. Date.
Okay, lady. I have a feeling she's gonna be trouble in the future. Iris is in the passenger seat. Let's investigate some of our stuff. A steering wheel. Cool. The dashboard.
No, I'm feeling kind of bored.
Seriously?
The dashboard. Center console. The glove box.
You know how stuff always gets beat up when you put it in here? Don't you wish they could make these things a little nicer?
It's usually why you stuff the dashboard. I mean the glove box. Passenger seat. Gear shift. I think that's about it. Well, guess we just have to interact with her. Iris.
shame.
Oh, you should worry about me more.
Looks like you're feeling better now.
Maybe I'm just acting.
Yeah, I don't think so.
What if I threw up right here?
I would put it right back where it came from.
Ew, that makes me actually want to throw up.
Hey, it's cold.
Wait, seriously?
No, but I am kind of warm.
The current temperature is 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Humidity 60%.
No, that's not that cold.
It is unlikely that heat will be a factor.
Hey, Date. They say when you stick your hand out of a car going 100, you get a rush like you're holding D cups.
Hey, watch it. You'll get your arm ripped off.
Relax, I'm invincible. My arm regenerates like an alien's.
Didn't you tell me that you're gonna die soon?
It feels strange.
Your hand?
No, not that. It feels like I've met you before.
Well, that's nice. But if you don't get your damn hand back in this car right now...
Okay, okay. The wind feels nice.
Someone's residence. 3 o'clock.
You should come in.
No, that's all right. I'm gonna head home.
Boo, going home already.
Something catches eye. Who is she? An old flame.
Who is this, Iris?
Oh, he dreamt about her. You. We dreamt about your death, lady.
Come on, I'll make some tea.
You're
Nice to meet you. I'm Iris's mother, Hitomi.
Miss Hitomi.
And you are?
Kaname Date from the MPD.
Police? Are you a detective?
No, Mom. Mr. Date said he's...
Iris?
Oh, right. It's nothing. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't spill the deets, lady. Alright, let's investigate things around the house. First things first, that tea. What type of tea is it? We shall never know. Looks like green or matcha. It's probably matcha tea. A coffee table. Sofa.
The flowers.
It's an iris.
Ah.
Iris. I thought those bloom in May.
That's the winter iris. Iris ungicularis. They bloom in the cold.
They bloomed just this morning.
I see.
In the language of flowers, the iris means good news and hope. When I saw the flowers this morning, I just knew something good would happen.
I just noticed the room setup. It's the same room we dreamt about. Oh my god. And there's the room. No, that's an entrance area, but when we opened that door, it led into some type of office in the dream. That means there's something on a bookshelf. Or no, it wasn't a bookshelf. Standing lamp. Lamp is off. It's like when we were dreaming about this place, we had to recreate what was on and off, what was there. There's something that most likely is in this box. So, wasn't it like a gun or something like that? Maybe it wasn't. Mysterious object. There's a calendar with a strange object on the shelf. Some kind of angel. That's a shoebox?
You are beyond perverted.
I wonder what it smells like.
These are private, okay?
Wonder how many shoes you can fit in that. Let's see. 1, 2. Might be at least 3 rows. Huh. Clock. Okay, everything on my left has been exhausted. What about the cupboard? Okay, nothing under the cupboard, nothing above the cupboard. Microwave.
Let me know if you're cold. I'll pop you in there and warm you up.
I would suggest putting your heart in there first.
That looks like a knife rack, but there's nothing, or knife and pot rack, but there's nothing on those. Refrigerator.
Date, a riddle.
Riddle me
How
this.
do you put a giraffe in a refrigerator?
What?
The solution is this. You open the door, put the giraffe in, and close the door.
That's not physically
What kind of a riddle is that?
possible.
Another riddle. How do you put an elephant in the refrigerator?
Open the door and then close.
Same answer. Open the door, put it in, close the door.
Incorrect. The giraffe is already inside. You must remove the giraffe before you put the elephant inside. That is the solution.
Your riddles could use some work.
It's a high countertop. It's definitely not for a bar. Due to the fact they have an exhaust fan right there, that means the cooking area is right around here. Or I wonder if that's the door we go through. I don't know. The way our dream was set up, we went through this door. Trying to exhaust all options before I start talking to him. Or if that was her father on the right. Phone. Phone in the corner. Let's look at the flowers one more time. Good news and hope. Window. Light in the corner. No insects, unfortunately. Sorry. It's like no ants for you. Ah, speaker system. So we got 2 speakers, but no subwoofer? Ah, that's a lacking sound system, man. If you have a sound system that doesn't come with at least a subwoofer.
Mr. Date? What are you staring at?
Your sound system.
Sound system.
My sound system. What about it?
I was just admiring it. I wish I had one that big.
Right.
Man, those speakers are pretty big. Ah. I want cool stereo equipment. Wait, what was the percentage of that? I only got 2 of the trophies too. That's the funny part. Most common. Ah, shit. I probably won't be able to check it out. I'll have to check it out some other time. It looked like it said it only had 4% of people that unlocked that. Someone hasn't been playing this game correctly. Sumo Wrestlers Directory? Alright, Elementary Book and Sumo Wrestlers Almanac. It's interesting. Someone's in sumo wrestling. Alright, it's probably proper. Ooh, hey, cushion. We didn't exhaust everything. Oh, there's probably something with the fan too.
Is there a problem, Date?
No, that's nothing.
Yeah, I don't think that cushion was there in the dream. Ceiling fan. Light. Light for lighting. Huh. I would have never guessed. I thought the light was for something else. Okay, let's talk to the ladies. Let's look at her first.
Do you know me? Sorry for the strange question. It just feels like we've met before.
No. This is the first time we've met.
Of course.
Or is it? Maybe it's the 3rd time, but it's the first time for me.
I'm 37.
And Miss Iris here is 18?
Yup.
You were very young when you had her.
Yes, just 19 years old.
What about your husband?
I don't have one.
Divorce?
Mr. Date, please.
It's all right, Iris. I've never been married.
A single mother?
Yes.
By the way, I heard that you were friends with the president of Lemniscate, Mr. Okiura.
Renju was my classmate at Eitoku High. We've known each other for 20 years now.
Eitoku High.
You know it?
I know everything on the internet.
I'm a teacher at the local elementary school.
A teacher? Must be a tough job.
Oh, not for me. I love children. Even the struggles and challenges are quite rewarding for me. Yes, I do. But I only met her twice. Once at Renju's wedding, and then again just a few months ago. Why do you ask?
No reason.
Let's talk to Iris. Look at her first.
You think so?
Yeah,
I was just thinking about a hunch I had this morning.
a hunch.
There are flowers blooming behind me, right?
There are, yeah? What about them?
about the flowers. I think we
Mr.
already
Dante, please
exhausted
take your
that.
tea. It's getting cold.
Oh, right.
We haven't even touched our cups.
Well then, let's have a sip.
Are you left-handed?
Oh,
Mom used to be right-handed. But now...
Why is that awkward?
locked up on me.
Ah, I see.
Locked up on her? How? Well, kind of looking at how she places her arm. Not a very natural way. Just lost control of her right arm?
Yeah, thanks to you. I feel as tough as a lion. Rawr!
How am I supposed to react to that?
Don't think about it. You'll only hurt yourself.
Since I was born. And Mom was living here before that.
I grew up in this house. I've made a lot of memories here. I've thought about moving before, but I just couldn't bring myself to leave this place.
Why were you considering moving?
Well, because there was... well, I don't know.
Huh?
Oh no. Do I need to look at the flowers again? Oh, we're already exhausted all options there. Can't really zoom into anything.
Well, I think it's time for me to be heading home.
Mr. Date, we'll see each other again, right?
You sure you want that? I'm a cop after all. If you ever see me again, it probably won't be under the best of circumstances.
Oh.
But because you're Mizuki's friend, yeah, we might see each other again. She is kind of like my roommate after all.
What?
Anyway, be seeing you.
Oh yeah, we haven't told her the relation. Oh, yeah.
Excuse me. Well, I should head home.
All right. Take care, Date.
Date and his forgetfulness about the right arm. How dare he?
Date, let's go over the facts of the case.
Good idea.
Let's look at the wheel again. Let's look at the center console. It's an interesting. It's an electric car. Oh wait. Oh, Iba's charging.
Do you hide your risque reading material in there, Date?
Not at all. How would I hide them there?
trying to see anything. Gearbox.
Iba, can you give me a timeline of the events of the crime?
At once.
I wonder who sent that Nile message to Mizuki.
Probably the culprit themselves.
But Mizuki wouldn't obey the instructions of a complete stranger.
Then Mizuki knew the sender.
That's what I'm thinking.
Or the suspect used her friend's phone.
Iba, can you hack into the phone and find out who sent the Nile message?
Nile's security protocols are intricate. It will take time to decipher.
About the corpse.
The estimated time of death is yesterday, Friday, around 5 p.m. The cause of death is blood loss from multiple stab wounds to the torso. The weapon used to commit the murder is almost certainly the ice pick Mizuki was holding when we discovered her. There were no fingerprints, hair, or other clues left behind by the culprit. The corpse was found tied up on one of the horses of the merry-go-round. This makes it clear that the killer had no intention of hiding their crime. Rather, it appears as though it was displayed deliberately.
Our perp wants the limelight.
Or is attempting to send some kind of message.
What about the bloodstains?
When we arrived on the scene, there was no blood on the horse the body was mounted upon.
Which means the merry-go-round wasn't the murder scene. Shoko was killed somewhere else and then brought there to be displayed. That means Mizuki couldn't have done it. She's 12. She can't move a body or drive a car.
Were you considering her a suspect?
That's part of the job. If there's even the slightest possibility.
Then this is good news. It means the likelihood of Mizuki being the killer is almost zero.
I knew that from the start. She would never put her hands on her own mother. She doesn't have what it takes to commit murder.
Perhaps she was playing hide and seek.
Hide and seek?
It was not a serious suggestion. I was merely joking, as you call it. The corpse was found with her left eye removed. That eyeball has yet to be found. According to Iris's testimony, when Ota first discovered the body, the ice pick was still lodged in the left eye socket.
So why did Mizuki have the ice pick? Could she have taken the eye?
Yes, as a matter of fact. I checked the surveillance cameras around Bloom Park again, and I noticed something strange.
Something strange?
There were no cars. Yesterday, in the parking lot and the streets in the vicinity, there was not a single vehicle.
Are you sure?
I am.
Then, how did the suspect move the corpse?
I have no idea.
Yeah, but there's like no tire marks or anything like that. Even oil. Due to the fact that most of that section of that part of the city is closed off, you would probably kind of notice something like that. Alright, we're back to the police headquarters. Like 6 floors down underneath the ground. Was it 6 or 7? I don't know.
Welcome back. I brought her here after her examination was over.
Now we have to interrogate her.
Has she said anything?
Jeez, her office is loud.
No, still can't talk.
Was it okay for you to bring her here?
I got permission from the hospital. Apparently, the hospital director has been poking a few of the nurses. So I asked him about that, and all of a sudden he seemed very open to the idea.
That's not permission, it's blackmail.
Same thing. You know what you need to do now, right? Sync with her.
Oh. Oh, wow. Well, let's look at all the stuff.
If we don't do it now, then when? This is exactly the kind of situation Abyss was founded for. Besides, if you dive into Mizuki's subconscious, you may be able to help her. Her aphonia is psychogenic. Physically, she's fine. Her injuries are mental. Which is understandable after seeing her mother like that. You may be able to heal her, Date. You just have to sync with her. You're the only one who can.
Renju Okiura is Mizuki's legal guardian. Did you get permission from him?
I couldn't get in touch with him.
What? I thought he was being questioned by a local unit.
His questioning ended around noon. He hasn't been heard from since.
Why would he...
I don't know.
Any progress in an investigation?
You're asking me that now? I'm asking you to sync with Mizuki because we have no progress. Maybe Mizuki saw something at the scene. Maybe she went inside that merry-go-round to hide. But she isn't answering any questions. The only way to find out is to dive into her subconscious mind. Don't you agree?
This is a genius inner engineer.
Hey, Pewter? About Iba. Could you do something about her personality?
Do something about it?
It wouldn't kill her to be more modest. Maybe a little more ladylike?
If you dare reprogram me, I will self-destruct in your eye socket.
So you were listening, huh? She's only 12. You sure this is okay?
The machine is safe. I can guarantee that. You have nothing to worry about. We are ready to begin.
Date, go to the sync room.
Got it.
Oh, that progressed it. I'm sure we didn't miss anything important, I think.
Agent Date, Mizuki is reacting. Her heart rate is rising and her brainwaves are showing signs of disturbance.
Disturbance in the
She
force.
may be getting nervous about the procedure.
Date, try to calm her down.
How do I do that?
It's true that she can't speak to you, but she can hear you. Try talking with her.
Sure thing, boss. Mizuki, I've never told you this, but I'm not an ordinary policeman. I belong to a special investigation unit called Abyss. Advanced Brain Investigation Squad. We explore the human mind with state-of-the-art technology and research. There are a billion kinds of suspects and persons of interest out there. People that lie, people that don't say anything, people that have head injuries, or some that have deep mental wounds that keep them from talking. So, how do we get clues from these people? We have to get inside their heads. The truth is in their minds. Our job is to find it. I'm gonna be inside your head. I'll be looking for clues about the culprit.
Not only that, we will also attempt to discover the cause of Mizuki's muteness and rectify it. With her aphonia cured, we can ask her further questions directly.
I know it looks scary, but trust me, there's nothing to be afraid of. There's no pain, no side effects. When this is all over, you'll go back to your regular life like this never happened. Sinking is what we call diving into someone's subconscious mind. You sink deep down into their psyches, and you synchronize with their true selves. People like me are called sinkers. Sinkers enter the subject's subconscious, which is a dreamlike state we call Somnium. It's Latin for dream. There are 6 sinkers at Abyss. I'm one of them. Hey, Mizuki. When this is all over, what should I say?
I gotta choose. Let's get some ramen.
That ramen with the corn. That looks like pig slop. I thought it was garbage, but you loved it. I'll go get some with you.
Date, your choice of words.
I thought I chose pretty good words.
Date, her heart rate is steadying.
Promise a ramen?
Stable.
That's a pretty good choice.
Date, get into position. Let's begin.
Special Agent, I forgot to mention one thing. I added a new feature to the sync system.
A new feature.
You'll learn more when you're synced. It's very useful.
I think Laura and I should get
Sure.
some pho this
Got it.
Friday. Pho sounds fantastic.
Date, you ready?
Okay. Ready anytime.
Remember, Date, you have only 6 minutes in the Somnium world. Any longer, and your consciousness will be absorbed by the subjects.
Yeah, I know.
So we got
Find a lead, get
time.
out in under 6 minutes.
We're counting on you.
Well then, let's begin.
So I only have 6 minutes every time I do this. God, I hate being like pressured. I really do hate getting pressured. Mike did something weird there. It kind of freaked me out for a second. All right, we're going in. Jacking in. This looks dangerous.
What was that?
Nothing. I was merely trying to enter the scene like a cybernetic assassin from the future.
Well, if you're trying to do that, you'd have to do it naked. Is this Bloom Park?
It's caged.
Lightning in a birdcage. Maybe this is representative of Mizuki's state of mind.
The fact that Shoko was killed here must weigh heavily on Mizuki's heart.
Mizuki should be inside that column.
To get the information we need, we will have to deal with the lightning and the cage and get to Mizuki.
Move fast, or time is going to run out.
Unnecessary. Look around.
Look around?
This is the new feature of sync that Pewter mentioned.
You can stop time?
Only when standing still. Time is moving incredibly slowly. Currently, you and I are transmitting information at high speed, so it only appears as though time has stopped. Are you familiar with the concept of time dilation?
It has to do with relativity, right? Two people can experience time differently depending on space-time.
This is similar to that. The flow of time in Somnium is different than the real world.
This could be useful. You can only stay in Somnium for 6 minutes, right? But with this, you could take your time and explore.
Oh, thank God.
Somnium scan. Activate!
Mental lock number 1. There's number 2. Then there's number 3. So there's 3 locks in total. So she's mute. By healing her mental wounds, may be able to get important information. Alright.
To reach Mizuki, something must be done about the lightning that keeps striking the birdcage.
Lightning's supposed to strike at the highest point.
An ice pick piercing Shoko's photograph.
Aiba, the speaker over there. It's shaking.
I see. It must be connected to the ice pick.
What do we do here?
Healing Mizuki should be your top priority.
I know.
Okay. Pay attention to the remaining time. So that's the remaining time. 360? So don't move. Oh.
An ice pick stabbed into Shoko's photograph.
Push in? Oh, it's gonna cost us time.
Right. No one would want to see their mother like this.
Oh.
It keeps going. What is this?
Something happened over there.
Hey. That was easy.
The pillar became a lightning rod.
It looks like we can get to the birdcage now.
Our next step must be to remove it.
So how do we do that?
Date, we got a timing.
A timey?
Timey.
Time induction matter in encephalon. You can think of it as an item that affects the flow of time. Using this, you can slow down or speed up time in Somnium.
Is this another function Pewter added?
Correct.
Sounds like a dream.
Well, it is a dream. And because it is a dream, extraordinary things such as this are possible.
Got it. Guess I'll try to use them where I can.
So I'm only able to hold 3 of those. So, Birdcage, control room, there's a microphone. There's something way over there. There's a gate.
An enormous birdcage.
Slip through? Why is it dangerous to slip through? See if we can go to microphone.
This appears to be the microphone for the speaker.
Shout? Threaten? Let's do the shout.
Stop it! Stop it already!
We just wasted 10 seconds there.
The control room of the merry-go-round lifted out of the ground.
Open.
What is your plan once I am inside?
It is a control room. Maybe we can do something in there.
I do not think it will be that easy.
Just try it.
No time to waste.
I didn't expect to see this inside.
It's a TARDIS.
I do not see an exit either.
But there's something suspicious here.
I see 2 bird cages.
Looks like there's something inside them. Take a look.
Left birdcage has something on the ground, and the right birdcage has balloons? Let's check the left one first.
A bird cage. There are ripped
Glass?
pieces of paper
Oh, paper.
inside.
Man, that's gonna take some seconds off. I can use timies though. Let's see.
All right, leave it to me. It is heavier than it looks.
Oh, is that a flowchart?
Nothing happened.
All I did was move the cage. There are torn pieces of paper.
Agent Date, you've got 5 minutes.
Alright. Pull up, piece together. Oh, no!
Roll them up. And toss them away. Ow!
Hey, handle them a little more carefully.
Shit. Didn't mean to do
There
that.
are torn pieces of paper.
I'm trying to get used to the controls. I think what I need to do is do that and then press A.
Leave it to me. I enjoy puzzles like this. Done. But...
I'm guessing that's a good memory.